Hello everyone, this is Ria Jean Palomar again, and this video is I'm going to tackle the exercise number 2 entitled Kingdom Protesta, Sub-Kingdom Protozoa, and the exercise number 3, Parazoans and Simplest Metazoans. Okay, let's start with exercise number 2, Introduction. The Kingdom Protesta or Protoctista Sub-kingdom protozoa or animal-like protists are unicellular microscopic animal-like organisms. These life forms provide materials to understand the basic life activities of multicellular animals. They occur in all types of habitats. Many are parasites, others are free-living, some are solitary, and others are colonial. So, okay, when we say kingdom protesta, a protest in any eukaryotic organism that is not an animal, plant, or fungus. While it is likely that protists share a common ancestor, the exclusion of other eukaryotics means that protists do not form a natural group or clade. And in the subkingdom protozoa, the protozoa are considered to be a subkingdom of the kingdom Protesta. Although in the classical system they were placed in the kingdom Animalia. More than 50,000 species have been described, most of which are free-living organisms. Protozoa are found in almost every possible habitat. Below show the common group of protozoans. We have phylum Sarcomastigopora. Locomotory structures are either flagellia or pseudopodia, usually with only one type of nucleus, no spore formations. Then let's move on to subphylum Mastigopora. So the subphylum Mastigopora is the any of a group of protozoans, mostly uninucleate organisms that possess at some time in their life cycle one of many flagellia for locomotion and sensation. Class Zomastigopora, moved by means of flagellia or singular flagellum, predominantly parasitic. So, the class Zomastigopora is a class or a taxonomic group belonging to subphylum Mastigopora that includes colorless, heterotrophic, flagellate protozoans. Then we have subphylum Sarcodina. Subphylum Sarcodina, moved by means of pseudopodia or singular pseudopodium, present, free-living, or parasitics. Subphylum Sarcodina, a taxonomic group within phylum Sarcomastigopora. It includes the amoebas, Heliozoan, Reduzoa, and Foraminifera, which are characterized by their ability to move by cytoplasmic flow or by pseudofoods. And then we have class Lobusia. Pseudophodia for movement and food gathering, usually uninucleate. Most are free-living, some parasitic. So the class Lobusia, a class of amoeboid eukaryotes that forms either filiform subpseudopodia or lobopodia. Characteristics includes the absence of saurocarps, sporangia, or similar frothing bodies. Lobusia was formerly members of the phylum Sarcomastigopora, subphylum Sarcodina under the old Five Kingdom paradigm. Then we have phylum Apicomplexa. Cilia and Fragilia absent except on certain reproductive stages. Sites often present parasitics with apical complex used to penetrate host cells. Phylum Apicomplexa. This is a large phylum of parasitic alveolates. Most of them possess a unique form of organelle that compresses a type of non-photosynthetic plastid called an aphicomplast, and an apical complex structure. The organelle is an adaptation that the aphicomplexan applies in penetration of a host cell. Then let's move to class Sporozoa. Class Sporozoa, spores or oocytes that are typically present contain infective sporozoites. Flagellae present only in microgametes of some groups. Pseudopodia are ordinarily absent. If present, they are used for feeding, not for locomotion. Have life cycles involving one or two hosts. So class Sporozoa is a large subphylum consisting of many unicellular intracellular parasites. Currently, the group is suggested to contain over 65,000 species, with varying morphological characteristics. Given that they are strictly parasitic, members of the subphylum are responsible for a variety of diseases in human beings. Phylum Ciliopora. Cilia or ciliary organelles present in at least one stage of life cycle. Has two types of nuclei. Most species are free-living. Many are commensals and some parasitic. Phylum Ciliopora, also known as ciliated protozoans. The phylum Ciliopora consists of single-cell organisms within the subkingdom Protozoa that move by means of cilia. Currently, there are over 7,500 described species within the group. However, it is suspected that there are many others yet to be identified. Some of the species are free-living organisms found in different habitats around the world, while others exist as parasites of vertebrates and some mammals. Okay, let's move on to exercise number 3, parazoans and simplest metazoans. The introduction. Poriferans or sponges are the lowest form of multicellular animals. The body has many pores called ostia or singular ostium, and consists of aggregates of cells supported by a framework of microscopic roots called spicules and collagen fibers called spongin. In some species, adult form are sessile or attached to the substrate, but Their larvae are free-swimming. Sponges are aquatic organisms, majority of which are marine but with some freshwater species. These animals reproduce asexually through budding, fragmentation, and gimelles, or internal buds. However, they are also capable of sexual reproduction involving sperms or oocytes that are usually produced at different times. Then let's move to we have kingdom Animalia. So the kingdom Animalia is a taxonomic kingdom of living and extinct animals. Members of this kingdom are characterized by being eukaryotic, multicellular, heterotrophic, lacking a cell wall, and mostly are motile. Then we have subkingdom Protozoa. Subkingdom Protozoa are a taxon with subkingdom category that is located at the base of the phylogenetic tree, uh, of the animal kingdom in opposition to the subkingdom Eometazoa. Then we have phylum Porifera, or sponges. Phylum Porifera includes the unique aquatic organism known as sponges made of porous filtering meshes. Then these are the class of phylum Porifera, are based on their skeletal support, primarily spicules. First, we have class Calcarea. The calcareous spicules or Aegis grandia or Skypa. So class Calcarea, the calcareous sponges of class Calcarea are members of the animal phylum Porifera, the cellular sponges. They are characterized by spicules made of calcium carbonate in the form of calcite or aragonite, while the spicules in most species have 3 points. In some species, they have either 2 or 4 points. Class Hexactiniliida. Class Hexactiniliida have six ray, Siliceous, spicules, or Igivenous flowers basket. Okay, the class Hexactiniliida sponges are sponges with a skeleton made of 4 and/or 6 pointed siliceous spicules, often referred to as glass sponges. They are usually classified along with other sponges in the phylum Porifera, but some researchers consider them sufficiently distinct to deserve their own phylum Symplasma. Then we have class Demospongia. Uh, Demospongia. The most sponges are the most diverse class in the phylum Porifera. They include 76.2% of all species of sponges with nearly 8,800 species worldwide. They are sponges with a soft body that covers a hard or often massive skeleton made of calcium carbonate, either aragonite or calcite. Then we have class Sclerophongia. This is a small group of sponges that resemble corals. They are usually found in dark tunnels in coral reefs. The skeleton consists of siliceous spicules and spongin on a thick basal layer of calcium carbonate. All in this class have the loconoid canal system. So there is three basic level of sponge construction showing the canal system. First, we have ascon, the simplest and least common sponge body form. Second, we have cycon, sponge walls affairs folded, radial canals lines with choanocytes. Third, we have locon, most complex canal system, has many chambers and extensively branched canal. Okay, let's move to kingdom Animalia, subkingdom Eometozoa, then phylum Cnidaria. So the subkingdom Eometozoa is also known as Diploblasts. Diploblasts, epitheliozoa, or histozoa are a proposed basal animals clade as a sister group of the Porifera. The basal Eometazoan clades are the Ctenophora and the Parahoxozoa. Placozoa is now also seen as Eometazoans in the Parahoxozoa. Then the phylum Cnidaria, hydroid, jellyfish, corals, and sea anemones. Eometozoans are multicellular animals that have true tissues organized for specific function. The simplest forms of metazoans include the cnidarians. They exhibit radial symmetry, wherein body parts are arranged around the oral arboreal axis. They are diploblastic organisms with two germ layers, the ectoderm and endoderm, but a mesoderm may also be present in some. Mesoglea, a gelatinous matrix found in between the layers. The sad-like body is closed at one end and open at the other end. Their unique characteristics is the presence of stinging cells called cnidocytes with stinging organelles, the nematocyte. Okay, these organisms live solitary or in colonies. Dimorphism is exhibited in having individual types that are attached, called polyp, while the free-swimming body form is called medusa. Colonial types have alternation of sexual and asexual generation. They are classified into so the phylum Cnidaria. This is the phylum under kingdom Animalia containing over 11,000 species of aquatic animals found both in freshwater and marine environments, predominant the latter. So the class Hydrozoa can be found in both marine and freshwater habitats, have polyp and medusa form. So, so class Hydrozoa are a taxonomic class of individually very small, predatory animals, some solitary and some colonial, most of which inhabit saline water. The colonies of the colonial species can be large, and in some cases, the specialized individual animals cannot survive outside the colony. Then we have class Scyphozoa, true jellyfish, Medusa stage dominant, all marine, free swimming, Aurelia. So the class Scyphozoa are an exclusively marine class of the phylum Cnidaria, referred to as the true jellyfish. The class name Scyphozoa comes from the Greek word skyphos, denoting a kind of drinking cup and alluding to the cup shape of the organism. Scyphozoans have existed from the earliest Cambrian to the present. Then we have class Anthozoa. Class Anthozoa, for life stage dominant, all marine, may be colonial, solitary, or corals, acrophora, Fungea, Tobifora, Mosica, sea anemone, Metrogeum. So the class Anthozoa is a subphylum of marine invertebrates which includes the sea anemones, stony corals, and soft corals. Adult anthozoans are almost all attached to the seabed, while their larvae can disperse as part of the plankton. Okay, then the last one we have uh, class Cubozoa. Solitary polyp stage reduced all marine, also called box jellyfish. So the class Cubozoans differ from the Scyphozoans in their arrangement of tentacles. They are also known for their box-shaped medusa. Let's move to phylum Porifera. We have number one, we have external anatomy of sponges. Obtain and observe a dried sample of Venus flowers basket or Eoplectelia. Touch the glassy skeleton of silicon that characterize class Hexactinellida. Examine the base of available sponges. Are they attached to some objects, or do they show evidence of having been attached? Let's continue to phylum Cnidaria. We have Hydra. Hydra is a genus of small freshwater organisms of the phylum Cnidaria and class Hydrozoa. They are native to the temperate and tropical regions. Then we have Ovelia. Ovelia is a genus of Hydrozoans, a class of mainly marines and some freshwater animal species that have both polyp and medusa stages in their life cycle. Then we have corals. Corals, we have corallites is a skeletal cup formed by an individual stony coral follicle, in which the follicle sets and into which it can retract. Then the last one we have SEFTA. SEFTA is part of the coral. So SEFTA is one of the radiating vertical plates lying within the correlates wall. Outside the correlates wall, these plates are known as costae or singular costa. The septa may be thick, thin, or vary in size. Then we have, so let's move to jellies or jellyfish. Observe a fresh or preserved specimen of a scyphozoans. Identify the following friends and label the diagram in the worksheets. Bell or umbrella, gonad or reproductive structure, tentacles, oral arms, mouth or oral opening, ectoderm, mesoglea or the thick, gelatinous, and fibular. This is Ria Jean Palomar. Again, thank you for watching and listening to my short discussion. I mean. Exercise number 2 entitled Kingdom Protesta, Sub-Kingdom Protozoa, and the exercise number 2 Parazoans and Simples Metazoan.